I would like to talk a little bit about fluency and why I think that you shouldn't really worry that much about becoming fluent in the language that you're learning. Okay, of course that it it is nice to have a goal, right, and to envision that as something in the future and think, okay, I want to achieve fluency in the language that I'm learning. However, it is quite abstract. It's hard to have a good sense of what fluency even is. And I'm not really even gonna bother joining the debate on what fluency is and what it isn't. But I'm just gonna say this: I think that it's nicer to have more concrete goals for language learning, and I think that that can be more tangible, more positive in the learning process. For example, I think it's better if you try to envision yourself reaching a good level of conversation in the language that you're learning. So you're not worried about fluency, like, oh, wow, it's going to take me, I don't know, 2 months, 3 months, 5 years to become fluent, or anywhere in between. Then you're more concerned, okay, I want to get to a level in which I can actually have a decent little conversation. And your goal will depend on whatever, whatever you want to do with the language. If you're in business, you probably want to have a solid conversation regarding your industry, so a business conversation. If you're just traveling, you're using the language just for travel and tourism, you probably just want to engage in a pretty, I don't know, like pretty casual discussion, a pretty casual conversation with a native speaker. So I think it's nice to have that goal instead. Whatever, reach a certain level of conversational skill in the language. It's easier to measure because you can realize, okay, well, I still can't understand the language that well, or I can't express my thoughts that well yet. So then a little bit more what to focus on, or in what areas you're going to need to try to work on in order to become more confident in how to express yourself when you're having that conversation. So having that as a goal, I think it's more feasible, it's better, and also a bit more realistic for you to actually get it done faster, right? So maybe you can actually get to a decent conversational level in your language, maybe in a month, maybe in 2 months. Who knows? Depending on how much effort you can put in, depending on how effective the methods that you are using are, and how they resonate with your learning style. So that's it. So that's what I really think about fluency. I think that that's not as important as really reaching a decent conversational level in the language, and I think that that's more tangible and essentially easier to achieve anyway. And then, of course, once you have achieved that goal, great. Now you can have a nice little conversation in the language that you're learning. Then you can move on, you can move ahead, and then you can set greater goals. Maybe you want to have an in-depth conversation about philosophy in your target language. That can be a worthwhile goal. It will take a little bit longer, of course, and then you can just set your sights a bit higher, but it's nice to have more tangible goals than just, I want to become fluent in the language, and I think that can help you learn, it can help you stay motivated and get ahead.